And it's because I had the right mentor with the right attitude and, with a curious mind. So all those are what I call the origin story.
Right.
And I think I approach my life that way today. I'm always interested in learning new things and bringing, call it new solutions to complex problems.
Well, you're also relentless.
Yeah, there's that too. There's that too.
Absolutely. So often it's overused, but people just don't realize how important persistence is. When we interviewed 13 of the biggest players on earth in private equity, you being obviously one of them we got a chance to visit with before, that theme comes up over and over again. In my own life, and I know your life as well, Christopher, the willingness to never give up and just keep going no matter what the obstacle. I don't think there's a replacement for that, but I'm curious, when you look at your success in business and in life, besides your ability to solve problems, what do you think has caused you to raise to such a high level? Is it that persistence, that relentlessness? Is it that the fact that you have both the financial and the technical? You're an engineer and you had a brilliant financial mind and training. Is it focusing on the sector you did? Because no one was into SAS in the beginning, right? Or SAS. They didn't think it was worthwhile, I think, when you started in 2000.
Right.
What do you think has been the most important elements that have helped you to succeed? I know you're very humble, but pretty obvious you've succeeded at a level most humans will never dream of.
I think it's a lot of what you said, and that relentless curiosity.
The curiosity part,
and I bet if you talk to, I know you do, talk to, thousands of people a year, you will find those who are successful in their field remain curious.
I agree.
They are those who know they don't always have the answer, and they ask the next set of questions. And from that, they get informed, and it brings insights. And then they can bring their own intention and their energy against that to solve whatever problem they may be focused on. Or say, this is another problem that I can solve, and it'd be interesting to solve it. So I think it's that curious nature which is essential.
But that curious nature is so unusual because most people, they give it up. They get to that first wall, if you will, and they just stop. So how do you coach people to get through that wall and to just continue to persist even when it gets frustrating?
Or do you work to find people that just already have that in their nature?
I think so. It's a great question. Being a father,
Yes.
you want all your kids to have that.
Yes.
Not all of them do.
Yes.
And you have to think about, well, what is it that I can do? And to me, there are things like sports.
Yes.
Okay. Sports, in some respects, when you have a child who's doing something, or my kids are, play chess, right?
Yeah.
And you see them hit a wall. And so you can tell them the answer, or you can help them discover how they go about solving that problem. And that gives them a little more confidence.
Yes.
And each time they get a little more confidence, they get a little more confident.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's a big part of it. And we as parents, as part of our job is to prepare that child for that journey, not prepare that, the path for them.
Yes.
And it's a hard thing to do. But when you find students, employees who have that, and you can recognize it, you ask the right questions, you figure out, a lot of it is, tell me about your origin story. Tell me how you grew up. And you listen to how they describe what it is that got them to that place. Yeah. That's when you start identifying, okay, here's somebody with that spark who's not going to take no for an answer.
We call it a lot in our firm. We call it grit.
Right.
Right. It's that grit. It's really hard to identify.
Yeah.
But when you find somebody with grit, they usually will persist and they usually will figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And so part of it is, what are the things, and where do you need that grit in certain circumstances? Look, when all boats are rising in a marketplace, everybody's making money.
And everybody thinks they're a genius.
They're brilliant, right? Okay. Grit is when you see downturns, okay? And when you see changes in market conditions, and when you see the introduction of new technologies into the theater in which you have been operating. And do you ignore it? Do you embrace it? Do you make it a part now of your DNA, and how do you do that? And so when you talk about, okay, what has made you successful, it's we have built, and I will say we have built an institution that evolves. Technology, enterprise software